Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Master Grade Gym 2.0. Considering that I am a big fan of the gyms, I really don't know why it took me so long to actually get this kit and review it. Anyway, today's review won't be like your typical review. It's going to be more shorter because recently I've been building the ARC-78 frames a lot. Recently I built the Master Grade Prototype Gundam. I also built the Master Grade Gym Cannon. So today, I believe in those videos the articulation is pretty much covered up. So I'm pretty sure at this point you should know how much articulation this frame actually has. So today I'm going to be mostly pointing out the differences between my previous kits. But before we actually go into that, let's go with its components as usual. Now, of course, you get the gym mobile suit itself, you get the shield, and you get the beam spray gun, and you do get a beam saber. Now, as you can see, there's only one, but you can actually use two because the other side is actually folded up. So here's the rest of the parts. You get also a bazooka, same as the ARC-78 version. You get two beam saber hilts, but we'll be technically using one. Or you can use two. It really is up to your taste, because if you've seen or read a lot in the Gundam Wiki, it also does mention that there were also gym units that had two beam sabers, like RX-78. Some actually had one with some other equipment attached to it. So yeah, this is the one I actually attached first on the backpack, but once I took it off the backpack and attached the beam saber did not want to fall off. I mean, it's really stuck in there, so I decided to just leave this one like this. So that's that. What else you get is some interesting parts. You get a random pilot figure right over here, as you can see. It's not Admiral Ray or nothing too special. You do get some leftover parts from the ARC-78. These are from the side skirts, if I'm correct, because they're in different shapes. This is from the cockpit, I believe, from the ARC-78. So yeah, and we get another action-based connector. And here is the interesting part. Now, some may know or some may not know is that these are the front skirt parts. And as you can see, I'm using the gym actually had two types of front skirts. Let's make it stop rolling. Now, as you can see, I'm more using the more, I guess, more familiar looking one. But if you've seen the art style or drawing of the gyms, or even the box art on the Master Grade kit of this, you would see that this one is more like this. Like there's like no middle section here. So if you check the wiki, there are some gyms, depending on the pilot, depending on the team squadron, there were some gyms that use this front skirt. Some of them use like the covered up version like this. And this is also used for that part. It goes like you cover up like each half like this. I honestly didn't like that part, so I went on to this design, just letting you guys know. But it's a really good thing that they do consider these kind of stuff. Okay, beyond this, let's look at its stickers and decals before we go on. Now, we do get a good number of stickers and decals. The stickers are mostly for the front camera, the head cameras, the front one and the back one. Honestly, I did not use these because of the visor color. I mean, I would not have mind if the visor color was more of a darkish green, but this one's like a really clear mint green, so you can't really tell the difference. At this point, it really looks like it's just a clear piece. But if you do look at the camera, it does have that a little bit of a green glow, so it's not actually a clear piece. So yeah, just for self-preference, I did not use those stickers. It's always good to keep some of those green stickers. We get a sticker decal sheet, which has a lot of interesting stuff. We have the EFSF symbols. We get some extra Ace Pilot symbols, if that's what you call it. We get the Jack, Halloween, all sorts of stuff. Some are references to some pilots from the, I believe, Stardust Memories, if I'm correct. We even have the White Dingo version for some odd reason, but I do hope they do like release the White Dingo color version of the gym just for, you know, shits and giggles. So yeah, it's really interesting that they do give these kind of stuff, unlike Zaku's I barely seen. Okay, and we get some numbers. These are dry transfer, so Yeah, I honestly wasn't sure how I wanted to make the layout for this, so I decided not to use them yet because I'm kind of still like thinking on how I should do this. Okay, now let's time for the comparison. Now, I'm pretty sure the articulation is pretty much the same as my previous review. So here is the ARC-78 prototype Gundam. Actually, yeah, the prototype Gundam. As you can see, the inner frame is exactly the same. The only different inner frame is exactly the same. So there are only a few differences, such as you can see, obviously the color. If you compare with the RX-70, the original one, instead of red, you would be having blue. The cockpit section, where this section does actually open latch up, this one you just have to open up like that. Yeah, like that. Also, this one actually uses a core block. They do not give you a a core fighter. So that's that. And well, this being the prototype of the beam saber is different, but backpack wise, the structure is pretty much the same. Although, yeah, the backpack itself, the outer armor is different, but the pretty much the inside parts are exactly the same. Back skirt wise, this being the prototype Gundam as well, but if you built the RX-70, there should be like a hole or a latch that can connect the bazooka on the back skirt. This one is not also capable of doing that because the back skirt armor is entirely covering it up. I mean, if you do modify, I guess you can go for one, but that's just me. Once again, the front skirt is also different. The leg section, well, the inner frame is pretty much the same. The armor, there is some differences. While this one actually looks like it does have like knee armor, this one looks like it cut off its knee armor for some reason. So yeah, that's pretty much the differences on this kit. Arm wise, should be the same. This being the prototype does have some differences. And yeah, this one has the V symbol, this one does not. Nothing too special going on. So that's that. And now I know I reviewed the Gym Cannon North American version, but I guess it would be much more easier to compare with a similar color version using the normal Gym Cannon. When I say normal, the original Gym Cannon, I'm not talking about this is a normal release. Just for you know. Okay, as you can see, the Gym Cannon did have some different parts, like for the front skirt and the entire body armor, or the body part to be more precise, because if you actually built this, this red section right over here, it's like cut off a little bit. There's a different shape going on, so you don't have this section right over here, and this part is a little bit different shaped because you don't actually use those vents. You use a different vent. But armor-wise, pretty much the exact same. Back skirt, similar structure, but this one has those extra pegs for the bazooka clips or cannon clips. Beam spray gun, pretty much the same. The legs, as you can see, has different armor going on here. So this, because it was the armor that actually did hamper a little bit with some articulation on the feet. With the normal one, I had no problem at all when it comes to balancing or doing certain poses. So that's pretty much it. Now, let me get rid of the Gym Cannon. Now, those who are wondering, this is actually a really good kit for beginners. The price is pretty okay. The quality is pretty superb since it's using the 2.0 frame of the RX-78. So there's nothing you can go wrong with this kit, at least. It's matter of fact if you really like the Gym series or not. I honestly know that the current generation, they don't really give shits and giggles on the Gyms, to be honest. I know this current generation only cares if it's a Gundam that has like more than 5 weapons built into it with a katana, or that has some sort of demonic theme, or has some sort of super mode onto it. I know that, okay? I know that, but the Gyms are also kind of at this point are a symbolic mobile suit in the series. It's more like the soldiers of the series when it comes to war. Now, the main reason I did buy and review this is well, I'm a big fan of the Gyms, but there's also, this is like more of a stepping stone for me to prepare for upcoming reviews of number 1, the Premium Bandai Gym 2 Unicorn version. That's 1. Hey, come on, Bazooka. That's 1. The other being, sorry about that, I should have prepared these more earlier. And the original Gym 2 from Zeta Gundam. Now they call that the Earth's Federation version, and they just call this the Gym 2. I think they should have went for like series. Uh, so they should, or the faction. They should. I know the Titans is technically the Earth's Federation, but this one, or especially this color, should was seen in the Zeta Gundam and used by the Titans. So they should have called this the Titans version, and they should have called that like the Earth's Federation version. But I will pretty much take anything I can do. So for the title, I'm sorry if when I make the reviews of these, I'm sorry if the title does get confusing. I'm probably going to call this the Zeta Gundam version and call that the Unicorn version. So that's that. Anyway, just for the record, I know some people might be getting tired of seeing gym reviews, so these won't be actually done next week. The next week will be either the review of the HGUC, the Premium Bandai HGUC Efreet Kai, or the Premium Bandai Prototype Goof. It's either one of those kits. So those two will be made probably before I go to Japan, because there's like I only have like 2 weeks left until I go until my trip to Japan. So that's that. So anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Master Grade Gym 2.0. I'm sorry if you guys, some of you were expecting a really detailed review, but I believe it was really unnecessary for me to do so, because the fact that I already reviewed like the similar frame kits, so I just wanted to show you guys the main difference. Articulation wise, it's pretty much the same as the RX-78, so there's nothing you can actually go wrong with this kit. So recommended for beginners or pretty much for anybody. Thank you for watching. This was the review of the Master Grade Gym 2.0. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. If I got anything wrong, leave a comment below as well. I still got more kits to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.